Welcome to another empowering episode of Inner Power Insights. Today, we have a truly special guest joining us. Alexis Fawx is not just a renowned name in the entertainment industry, but also a dynamic personality with a story of resilience and transformation. From her beginnings in the U.S. Air Force to becoming a celebrated figure in media, Alexis has navigated a journey filled with challenges and triumphs. In this episode, Alexis shares her insights on personal growth, embracing authenticity, and the power of reinvention. Her experiences offer valuable lessons on overcoming obstacles and finding strength in vulnerability. So, grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and get ready to be inspired by Alexis Fawx's incredible journey. Let's dive in.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I was very excited to have you in this podcast. And like I said, mentioned, my podcast is about overcoming adversity and unconventional career. So we talk about a lot of great topics, and I felt like you would be such a perfect candidate for my podcast because of so much stuff that you have done in your career. Oh my goodness. Like, I mean, I was going through your stuff and I was like, if I have to name every award that she had won and everything that she have done, this podcast would be a 5-hour podcast. So, but I let you.
And I can talk. So,
So I let you do all of that. But let's start with the question that can you tell us a little bit about the journey into adult film industry and what inspired you to make this career choice?
yeah, absolutely. So, beginning of my journey, I graduated college. I went into the military, graduated college, did all those, what I thought, I was supposed to do. And I got the corporate job. I actually was a patent paralegal at a law firm in Miami, Florida. And I was very successful at it. I did really good. Eventually, when I decided to quit, I had to train 5 people on my job. So I was a very good worker, but I held off and just quit everything at one time. And I had nothing lined up, and I just needed a break from going to college, doing the whole thing. And I was like, this is just not how I want to live my life. I didn't want to work for anybody else's dreams anymore. I wanted more autonomy over my own time. I wanted to have a life. I didn't want to just work, if that made sense, if that makes sense. And so I took some time off, and, living in Miami, Florida, you eventually have to get a job and or something to pay the bills. And I went to Craigslist and I went through it, and I saw that there was an ad to be an extra for Dancing Bear. Now, I'm a free spirit. I know what Dancing Bear is. I'm like, oh my God, that's porn. Of course I want to go see live sex. Like, this can happen and I can get paid for it. Fuck yeah, sign me up. At this time I haven't worked for many months. Like, I needed time off. I needed to find what would make me happy. And you know what I mean? Like, I had to find my happy. I just wasn't happy. And I knew I wasn't happy because of the way I was living my life working the corporate job. Like, you just work Monday, you just try to get through the week. And then suddenly you're doing happy hours. And before you know it, it's Monday again. And it's like, where's my life going? So that's how I felt before I quit everything. And I was just like, I have to just, and it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulders. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm on the right path. I guess we'll figure it out. And so I really did roll the dice, and I did take that risk. And I do recommend taking risks because it's really guided me throughout all my decisions. So yeah, I went and I saw this Craigslist ad. I signed up for it. I showed up by myself. So I went down to the studio by myself. And before I knew it, they were like, if you want to do this, you make this amount of money. If you want to go here, you make this amount of money. We didn't have to. You could just made your money and left. There was absolutely no pressure. And I was like, oh shit, I can make that much doing a blowjob. Just raised my hand. This little truck, that's easy, whatever. Born by this point that, man, I'm already in my 30s at this point. So I've seen this point. I'm porn. I'm an adult. I've had sex. I've had a very free spirit life. So I was like, whatever. I didn't even think about it. I was just like, let's fucking do this. And then I was getting my hair and makeup done. I felt beautiful. I've seen the scenes before. I did the scene and I was like, oh shit, this is really fun. And I enjoyed the whole like people get me on camera, I enjoyed the whole thing. And I guess I did a really good job. And they were like, hey, do you want to do your first boy girl tomorrow for MILF Soup? And I was like, yes, I do. So Alexis Fawx was invented that day, and I have been her since. And it's been wonderful.
uh Pointer that I took from that is, which is so incredible, amazingly, uh actually a lesson for all of us. Like you said, love that you said that you just work 5 days a week. And I know exactly how that feels. Like that shit is so boring. Oh my God. And I don't care what industry you are, but you know what? In the end of the day, it's just I feel like those people just robotically get so used to it. I've seen people being in a job for 35 years that they hate, absolutely hate, from 9 to 5. And then, like you said, the happy hours and all of that. So now in today's society, I'm so glad that people are actually changing a little bit. Back then, when you started, it wasn't like that. It was like, okay, I have a good job. I don't want to lose it. I want to, I have a paycheck, you
And
know?
health insurance.
I had the health insurance and all that stuff.
The dumb reasons that we stay in hateful jobs.
Yes,
It's really what
yes.
it is.
And the fact that you said that you took the risk of saying, you know what, fuck it, I don't have anything else lined up. I'm just gonna quit. First, I have to do me, just take my mind straight up to see what I want to do. And then from there you went and you feel pretty. So a lot of people listening to this is gonna be like, oh, Alexa's like, I hate my job. What should I do? And you said, take the risk. Just go
I mean,
for it.
nothing's gonna get you off your ass when you don't have a job. Like, if you're a worker, like if you have goals and you want to accomplish things in your life, you know, free up your time. I mean, I'm not sitting here, obviously I'm not trying to tell people also to quit their job either. Don't miss I don't want to mislead anybody, but sometimes you do have to take that risk to move yourself forward. So if it's, staying up later, getting something, figuring out your side hustle, whatever that is, figure it out. But taking risks and saying yes to the opportunities that are you're going to present, that are, once you open up to the universe, I feel like opportunities begin to really become present. And if you just are open to those and you start saying yes, you're going to create the life that you always want or wanted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amen to that. And like you said, that you started when you were like 30. You're like, listen, I'm grown up. I know what I'm doing. This is not new to me. I'm not 18 years old, you know. So when you decide to do that, was there any hesitation that, your family was okay with it? Did your friends supported you? Did you tell them right away?
Um, None of those thoughts came into my head because, by this time I've been on my own since I guess I was like, I think since 16. I've been
Right.
paying my own rent, having a job, always responsible, moved out, was in the military. I was on my own for a really long time. My family, like, I've just never, I don't know how this is gonna come across.
That's okay.
None of those, I sometimes you just have to move without like any other. Let me reorganize my thoughts here. Your family's opinions on your life, you should still move within your own self. Like, yeah, of course, listen to the people around you, but those are just their opinions and their own present, in their own personal journey, how their own perspectives, they're not you. So I make my decisions on myself and what's going to be best for me. And it's not up to me and it's not my decision if people accept that or not. That's on them. And I don't
Right.
care where that leaves because
Right.
it's still that's something they need to overcome, not myself. I'm comfortable with myself. I'm good with myself. And I just feel that, you know, I just never made those decisions based on like, oh, what are my family going to think or what are my friends going to think? If they don't care for that, that's fine. They can excuse themselves. That's people coming in and out of our lives all the time, and that's okay.
Yes, because a lot of young girls, and when I say young, age of 25 and going to 30, and they have these dreams and they have their career set up, but at the same time, there's so much noise around them that their parents want them to be like, oh, you have to get married, you have to have kids, you have to finish college, you have to have a certain job. But they have to keep in mind that, listen, listen to the parents with all due respect, because they're old and they came from a cultural background
Mhm.
that 50 years ago the world was different and now is different. So like you said, even though you started going to the military, you kind of like left your family in an early stage of life. So that gives you that freedom. Is like, okay, I'm out, I could do whatever I want. But in reality, people should really take that seriously and say, listen, you know what, in the end of the day, that's great that you have your opinion, but what makes me happy?
Yeah. It's your life. At the end of the day, you have to go to sleep with yourself. You know what I mean? And I'm a true believer that you have to work on your own happy and know what makes you happy before you're never going to find your happiness in anybody else or in anything or any job or anything. You really have to work on what it's inside you. Um, and when you figure that out, it's really good.
Incredible. It's the freedom
It's
that you
it
feel.
does give you freedom because you're becoming more self-aware. I spend a lot of time by myself, and I mean, I probably spend more time by myself. I cherish any alone time I can possibly get because I like spending that time with myself. I learn about myself. I can have conversations with myself. I can maybe if there's something that maybe bothered me in some way or made me extremely happy, whether positive or negative, I like to examine it sometimes. And I think that's helped me throughout my life become very self-aware of who I am, which has helped me become more understanding of my people and others and situations. It's really helped. I really advise spending some time with yourself, figuring it out. Take a birthday, go on a trip by yourself somewhere and spend that time with yourself because we're surrounded by people all the time and they're navigating our conversations, our thoughts. But when you get by your when you're alone, it's like, wow, I can have this conversation and really figure out who I am, where my thought process, what's my mindset, what's holding me back within myself. You get a chance to examine all that, and I feel very blessed that I have been able to create a life where it's given me the moments to have by myself.
And sound very simple, but a lot of people have a hard time doing that. And by the way, you can really tell when somebody do that, right? So I'm with you, girl. I love my alone time. I love my alone time. I get no, some seriously. Sometimes I get up early in the morning when the kids are sleeping, dog is sleeping, and everything, and I'm like, oh, I just want to be alone. I go in the backyard, have my cup of coffee, and I that motivates me to actually get up early because
Yes.
it's so important and self-love and everything. I just love spending time with myself. Like you said, going through my thoughts, understanding what's going on and how I feel about it. It sounds, when me and you say it, because we're doing it, it sounds easy, but a lot of people have a lot of hard time. Like you said, they're always around people.
Yeah, and so I think some people, are because of that, maybe have or is, being alone can, I like uncomfortable moments. I just do. I maybe I'm a glutton for punishment for that reason. I don't know. I feel like I like uncomfortable moments. They make you think about why you're uncomfortable. Like, I enjoy that. So getting comfortable with uncomfortable is something that will help you spend more time alone. I know that some people don't like to spend time alone because they feel uncomfortable. They're there with their own thoughts. Well, that's what you need to do sometimes, is spend some time with your own thoughts. And doing so, you'll learn so much more. You'll just gain a depth within yourself, and that gives you confidence to move on to your tasks, to your goals, to set things and move on with your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as someone that entered the industry and late, what were some unique challenges and opportunities that you encountered?
Hmm. Well, the cool opportunity is like the MILF genre. I really got in a good time then, getting stuck in the washers and stuff like that. Yeah, that was a good time to enter for me. I really was able to get, it was just a great opportunity and really kind of really dove forward into it. I loved having the autonomy over my own time and getting a nice paycheck and getting that stability under my belt and really becoming the entrepreneur that I probably always was. I just didn't know until that point. Um, yeah, I just really and I forgot my train of thought there for a second.
That's okay. Well, let's go to the part that you said entrepreneurial, which is so important. You went over there with the thing of like, okay, I wanted to make money and money, but beyond the scenes of people don't know understand you're an entrepreneur.
100%. It makes you definitely become a businesswoman right away.
Yeah. How is that for
and,
you?
I loved it. I love having all the responsibility. I really enjoy it. It helped me create other businesses for myself. You know, I have a coffee business, a podcast. I've done like a beer collab here with a local brewery. So I've made beer with them. I've made a wine. I've done a lot of cool things, and I keep making other partnerships. I'm currently, helping to judge the roast battles all over the United States. It's really kind of cool. So
Was
it's
that a
really,
skill that was that a skill that you had to learn fast because you started as in like you didn't know much about entrepreneurial, or you just got it just like I got it, it's easy?
I it took like watching other people. Like I'm like I follow like business accounts. I like if I'm interested in buying land, I started following land, land ownership, how to buy land. You start doing your research, you start looking into things, because if I'm going to do this professionally, I'm going to treat it as a career. I also had a really amazing mentor when I first got in, Rachel Starr, and she helped really teach me a lot about business side, financial, how to do this, how to properly set yourself up for success and for longevity in this career. So I had that. I had it was almost like it was great. I had someone to look up to that could really teach me the ropes, and that really helped a lot.
Well,
um,
you didn't have to go to college for fucking 4 years to get that degree, and then
yeah.
be
Oh, by the way,
intern.
I went to college and got a degree. I had a degree in physiological psychology, and I paid off my student loans with my porn money. So
That's what I'm saying.
with my
That's what.
OnlyFans money, so I don't owe the student loans anymore. Thanks.
No, but
But
seriously, like,
but we didn't have that back, when I went to college. God, man, if we had camming and OnlyFans, that's how I would have paid for my school and not have gotten the loans. I
oh
mean, just
my,
think
I
about it.
know.
Like I paid for massage school with cam money.
Oh
100%. I
yeah,
just paid cash to all the time. My massage school loved me. I was like, here's 6 months, thanks.
yeah. That's it. No interest and none of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, that's where they get you. That's how they make their money, is off the interest.
Yes, but this is what I'm talking about. There's so much behind this stuff that average people just look at you and the screen and like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful, she's so funny, she's sexy, she's doing such a great job. But there's whole other side of you that people don't see and don't understand. That no, I had to be quick, I had to learn, I had to, listen to my mentor, and I had to figure out like this shit is
I
gonna
had to
take me
figure my
longer.
shit out. Yeah, of course. And
Yeah.
I'm still figuring shit out. I'm still learning. Like, I have a coffee business before, but I'm learning about it. So I've gone to like coffee expos. I made connections. I ask people things. It's you got to do a little research also if you decide to, really
Well,
dive into it. And I decided like I decided very early on this is what I wanted to do because of the autonomy over my own time and the stability with making the type of money I was able to make in the very, I was like, wow, this is, and I'm a very sexual person. So it worked out well. Like it just works out well. It's not a career for everybody. I'm not saying it, this is a career for everybody. You have to, realize this is adult entertainment and your body and everything's going to be out there. But I was okay with
yeah.
all I'm good with it. It's
With
fine.
that being said, because like I told you, I've spoke with a lot of people from that industry, and um, I'm going to tell you what I think of it. But listen, let's hear it from you first. What is the biggest misconception when it comes to adult film industry?
I think there's a couple of misconceptions. I think that I mean we go by very rigorous testing standards. Our so we're very, up on our physical health, and we try to be all the time. We'd have to maintain that not only for our own personal safety, but I also don't want to spread anything to my colleagues or to my work, throughout my work. I have respect for my fellow workers or fellow friends and everybody, which people should just have in their normal dating life. I have a lot of civilian friends. I talk to civilians all the time. I'm very a people person. And you'll be so surprised how many people that are actively dating, actively out there, and they're like, yeah, I tested last year. And I'm like, if you're actively dating, you should be testing more than that. So I think the misconception that we get is that maybe we're not healthy or not clean or however you want to put that. I don't like to put that word towards it, but we're tested very well. Also, I think and again, I can only speak from my personal experience. I feel very empowered as a female in the adult industry, only because I've always been empowered to say no when I didn't want to do something or didn't like something. We also get paid a lot more than men in most cases, if not all cases. I mean, I really feel like if I don't like my hair, I can help with my hair and makeup. We get that all decided and stuff like that. So I always felt empowered, more so in this career than when I had a boss to talk to. That felt more intimidating and more like, oh, I gotta, instead of working 40 hours, oh, let me put my 59th hour in, let me answer that email from my boss on a Saturday. Now I don't have to fucking do that.
Right.
I also work 7 days a week. I work a lot. I don't, not that I'm not, some days are longer. Sometimes I'm drilling it out. A lot of my work is on the computer. I'm answering emails. I'm answering texts. I'm setting up production, for my OnlyFans or collabs or paid shoot. Like I like to sometimes pay talent, so I get to hold on to the exclusive content. So I'm also running a production company at this point. I mean, all of us are. If you have an OnlyFans and you're producing, so I have a cameraman, I have people, I have, employees in a sense to help take care of my life and help take care of my businesses. Create a lot of responsibility, and I thrive in it. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Even though you work 7 days a week, but you're enjoying it, you're loving it.
It's my own dreams. I'm not doing this for somebody else. And I just think about all the times I used to answer emails over the weekend for, attorneys or this or that. I wasn't getting paid extra for that. You're getting
Mhm.
paid salary.
Yeah,
Why am I answering your email after I leave the office?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Think about that. Like, so I always felt empowerment. And I feel like a lot of people don't think or feel that we have, or that we are empowered, that we're just, that we have to just take what we're given. And I've never felt that way. I've always felt a very big voice within myself to be like, no, I'm not doing that. Or, okay, that's okay. Or, this is what I prefer wearing or something I just always felt that way. So I don't know.
I'm glad that you
Um,
said that because for me, with the biggest misconception, people think that anybody that is choosing adult film industry, especially young ones that are coming in, which happen to be false, that they grew up unhappy, they come up from a bad childhood, they have trauma, they've been
no,
traumatized, you know?
no, and like I just always been a go-getter. Like I've been a lone wolf. I like to like listen, my parents were great, but I was a wild one. Now I like took like my friend was leaving his parents' house for whatever reason. And I was like, I'll go with you. So I like ran away for 3 weeks. I was just a wild child. I was a free spirit and it had no reflection. My mom's great. My dad was great. Um, I just did what I couldn't be controlled, I guess. And so when they're like, if you want to wear those, how parents back in the day would be like, if you want to wear those things or dress that way or have your hair cut, well, you can pay for it yourself. I was like, okay. So I went out and got the jobs. I bought my own clothes. I did my own thing. Oh, if you want to come home late, you're, da da da, pay rent. I was like, I'll just go get my own apartment. So I did. I was not the kid to tempt. If you told me to do it, I was like, oh, that's how I get freedom. Okay. So I've always been that way. So it's not like I actually, I don't know.
No,
I've
but
had a
it
very
does.
good life. And I also doesn't mean I didn't go through um trials and things that I've definitely have gone through different things throughout my life to create the character of to create the character and the mindset that I currently have today. Definitely wasn't always peaches and cream. When you're on your own, you're on your own. So you learn through, I definitely have life experience. And I think that life experience has definitely helped me in the adult entertainment world as well. So
I could so see that. That's what I always say, because like I'm glad you, the word freedom. If you want to be free, you will go to any extent to make yourself free. My freedom was a little bit different because I had to leave an abusive husband, and with the two children and then leave. But back then when I was home, we didn't have the freedom. Well, we can do nothing about it. But in the end of the day, that freedom, when you wanted to be free and do whatever you want, listen, success is different for everybody, but whatever you want, I don't think money can buy that feeling that you are just doing what you love to do.
It doesn't. Like that's why I don't like, if I don't want to do it, I can say no. I don't give a fuck what the money is. Because I will pick me over everything. I pick me over everything. And so
Love
my
that.
happiness is more important than if I'm tired, I'm tired. I can't do the scene. Like, obviously if I commit myself to commit myself, I'm that person. But if you're trying to call me last minute, I may not be able to do that because maybe I'm not there, or I'm just tired, or I need that it's my day off. It's just that simple, like it's okay
L-
to say no. It's okay
Oh,
to create
well,
those boundaries. If it agitates them, then you did the right thing. You're just going to excuse people that don't need to be in your life anyway.
absolutely, absolutely. And I love that. You put yourself first. You put yourself first, you put yourself first. And this is important because now it's like before it was like hush hush. And now people are talking about it. And some people feel guilty about it and saying that, well, you know what? I have kids, I have a husband, I have responsibility. Yeah, that's all great and everything. But if you put yourself first, you can really succeed on those areas as well.
Oh, 100%. Like, yeah, if you're putting yourself first, then it's like the same thing as before. It's like if you're becoming more self-aware of yourself, you create a better understanding for the people around you. So then if you're creating the understand, like my whole goal, I'm not here to argue with people. I'm here to understand. So let's get to like you just have a greater understanding of people. The more you love yourself and choose yourself, I guess.
Right. Right.
That's how I look
Well,
at
when it
it.
comes when it comes to your industry, the two type of people that are like not 100%, but I would just say like 80% of people, either they saying that, okay, this is great, she's in power and she's doing this, or the other one saying that, well, this is not great, this is not what doing. But that's, I feel like they're saying that, and or some people saying even in a judgmental way, is because lack of knowledge what you guys go through, and like you said, what you have. One of my understanding when I started my podcast, and the reason I wanted to have people from your industry, because I was really misunderstood when I came to this country. To me, it was like, oh my God, they're doing it because they're not happy, they're doing because they don't want it, it was none of that. And I had to educate myself, and I had to make sure that, okay, wait a minute. You don't know nothing unless you have a conversation with that person first.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And majority of people that are working in this industry are so happy, first of all. Second of all, the cleanliness. Oh my God, you guys are so clean. And I'm gonna have a lightning round with you. That was gonna
I'm testing tomorrow morning at 10. Like just tested in Austin. Like I hate needles, by the way. So I love my job if I'm getting needles and I say 14 days, but I mean in reality with holidays and weekends, I probably am getting tested sometimes 10 days apart. And by the way, if my scene partner says, hey, I want a 72-hour test, I'm like, okay, no problem. I will, because their safety, them feeling good about the situation is more important than, oh, I already have my test. Who cares? Let's just do it. Let's make sure that we're all safe, that you feel good, that you're on set. Well, I have there is this great community and great respect with one another. At least again, I'm speaking from my personal journey and what I have experienced and how I am as a person. But yeah, like if it doesn't matter to me, like I don't care if I just test it. If you want a 3-day test or a 24-hour test, I'm happy to do that. It's
no,
more
but
important. Yeah, it's more important that you feel safe and that that you feel excited about the scene like I am.
so let's just put the conversation that did you said to yourself, I put myself first. First of all, I'm gonna do it for my phone fucking self. Like you're like, I'm gonna
Mhm.
do it for myself. Like, not I don't want to be sick or I don't want to get, but the level of cleanness you guys have, like the fitness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, the body is fucking amazing. I mean,
Oh yeah.
listen, based on the genre, we can say whatever, but somebody like yourself that been in the business for a long time, that done a lot of stuff, you take care of yourself very well and you get paid very well. Holla.
Yes, and and then I think and let's be realistic. When when you make a certain amount, or when you make you can make money to make yourself look and feel better. Let's be realistic with that. But I do take care of myself. I make sure that I eat correctly. I kind of look at myself like as an athlete to some respect, because what I'm doing is very athletic. I got to make sure my endurance, my breathing, all this is down, that my muscles are good, my bone structure is good. Like, I really learned that quickly when I first got in. I'm definitely healthier than I've ever been, just because of the way I take care of myself, because I know that the better I take care of myself, the more longevity I will have in my career, and the better I will be on set with my scene partners and making sure that we put out the best product that we can possibly put out. And, eating right, exercising, I love boxing. Boxing's great. I think boxing is not only is it just a great exercise, but it's also a great exercise of breath work and also staying present. So if you have a hard time staying present, go get yourself a boxing class, not a class, go get a boxing coach. Start taking, boxing with them, because as soon as you start veering off to thinking about something else, rather being right in front of you, right there and then with your breath and breathing and everything, you're going to get hit. And then it'll teach you that if you're not present, if you're not really just focused and you're breathing properly, you're going to run out of air, you're going to run out of your endurance, you're going to get hit, you're not going to, things can happen. So I really advise boxing as a great way of providing that. Like, I use exercise before, when I got into exercise, and really it was because of this industry that I started really working out. I would be just clubbing at, dancing at the club all night. But anyway, I use exercise for like all the great neurotransmitters that are hitting my fucking head, like boom, 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 boom. Like, it makes me feel better. I breathe better throughout my day. My thought process is just, it's present and it's there. I'm able rather, it takes you from being a reactive person to a person of an understanding person, if that makes sense. And yeah, I love it. And so, yeah, whether you're doing boxing does that for me, weightlifting does that for me, and yoga does that for me. And that's really mind, body, and spirit. And like your physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual health, I think kind of is all encompassed in that. I think it really keeps you healthy. My mental clarity after working out is so much better than the days where I can't work, or I'm unable to work out or something, maybe it's a certain scene that I have to do a lot more prep for. So it's going to limit that exercise or whatever that day. But I always make sure I get it in somewhere.
Yeah, and it was because of your career as well. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because the people that have these careers they have to do certain stuff. I had a guest that she was a living mermaid, and she actually had to practice to hold her breath under the water for 5 minutes. And
Holy crap.
yeah, the episode is actually out. If you ever get a chance, look at it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Okay. She's so fit because that's what she does for a living. She's a living mermaid, and she does shows and she does all this stuff. She's been in the movies and all that type of thing. But what so fascinating about it, that she learned how to hold her breath. She said she started very young to meditate, to calm herself down and everything, because all of that, she wanted to be mermaid all her life. And all of those skill got her to the point that she wanted to be. So the exercise, the holding the breath, the doing all of that came with the industry. And it works so well for her. So also industry matters. If you're sitting behind a desk for like 30 or 40 hours a week, it kind of put a toll on you. But active working and doing something, like you said, having a career that you love, keep you in shape, keep you intact with yourself and self-love and mental health and everything is so amazing, which a lot of people don't get.
They're just not doing, there's a lot of people with excuses. You got to stop with the excuses. If you're like, excuses are just, I hate it. I even when I do it, like if I catch myself giving myself an excuse, I'm like, that's bullshit. Just not making it a priority. Let's just call it what it is. Like, I call myself out. Like, it's so, like, I will have conversations. I'm like, what are you doing? Pull it together.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I think it's important to keep yourself in check. And it's also important to have your, your 5 people, your 5 closest people also be extremely honest and keep yourself in order as well. I have a really good, stable group of people around me that, help me with all of that, which I'm really, really grateful for.
So now there's some listeners that are out there that knows about your work, have a knowledge about your work, but not that much. Um, if they're listening right now, how can a couple kind of like a build up their confidence when it comes to in the bedroom?
Couples?
Yeah.
Ah, easy. Maybe not so easy.
Because this the reason I'm
I have an
asking this,
easy answer. It's just not easy always to do. It
right.
takes two parts, and that's communication and comprehension. You can't have one without the other, because you're just going to be either talking your ear off and no one's going to be hearing it on the other side, or you're going to like have a really bad perception, or you're going to want the comprehension, but someone's not talking. So communication and comprehension, have those. Listen, if you can have babies with one another, you can get married, you can do this, you can say I love you, you should be able to talk about sex in the bedroom and talk about what turns you on, be accepting of each other, because that's what love is. Even if you know, it may not be something that turns you on, but for me, this is personally, and then I think it helps me, you know, when I'm doing the customs and working with different people, I don't have to be into what you're into, but the look on your face and the excitement and the pleasure that you're getting from what I'm doing, that's enough for me. I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is hot. You know what I mean? It excites me up. So do that for your partner. Be a good listener. Understand. Maybe, you know, and if it's a little different and you need some time, be honest with it. Be like, hey, I'm not ready to do that. You know, I'm gonna need some time to think this through. And it's okay. Educate yourself on those different things. And maybe there's somewhere you guys can meet in the middle, or whatever. And also be understanding that maybe it might be a hard no for your partner. That also happens. But like, have those conversations and learn how to really listen to your partner and be understanding and open to what they have to say. And you can take that anywhere. You can take that out of the bedroom. You can take that anywhere in life. Especially if you're going to be loving and you want that partner. And even if they want a different style of a type of relationship, understand where that's coming from. Like, yeah, I think that's the best way to start. And, you know, hot sex in the bedroom is really consent, communication, you know, comprehension, all of that. Like that's hot. Let's start there.
That I was gonna say consumption. That's important. Yes, yes. Confident is like beautifully. You said that communication and comprehension is what give you confident when it comes to things. Now, what are your advices for people that are like, especially guys? Listen, I'm gonna be sexist here. I'm gonna hear from this, but watching porn and then coming in without communication and trying to try that ad with their spouse.
If I'll just tell you straight up, if some guy told me if I was dating some dude, or maybe I was having a one night stand, who fucking knows? But like, if they said, "Hey, go in a reverse cowgirl" or some bullshit, I'd be like, "No, let's stop that. Do shit for me. That's for camera angles, dumbass." No, that's my personal. No, there's some ladies out there that love it. Good for you. I'm not one of them, but I do it for the camera. Unless there may be like another person in the room and something different, like threesomes or fun like that. But yeah, don't. We're not in education. It's called adult entertainment for a reason. It's entertainment. We're taking some fetishes and fantasies and sensual. It's like squirting. The squirting I do on camera is a lot different than what I can actually make myself do in the bedroom. I'm not shooting across the room in my own house. Trust me. So again, I'm not here to educate people on, you know, I've had plenty of sex. I could probably tell you different tips and tricks, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to educate you on that.
Just don't do it.
I'm here to entertain you. I can answer some questions. I can definitely help you with some stuff, but
Right. Because
I'm
somebody sees you,
entertain you.
like you said, the angle, the beauty, everything, and they come home, they're like, okay, I'm sorry, what did you say? How did you know at that time?
Yeah, and none of the body types are gonna work in that manner. There's just like, oh my god, like I'll be at a scene, you're like, can you guys do a 6'9"? I'm like, I'm short. This person's 7 feet. Like, what am I gonna lick his belly button today? What the fuck's gonna go on there? You know, be realistic, be realistic. And,
Seriously.
and again, that comes with like talking about stuff. Like, again, if I just look at it, we're adults. If you can't talk about sex in the bedroom, you probably shouldn't be dating other people and trying to have sex. Stop.
Yeah. And there are people out
And
there that
and your partner may not like reverse cowgirl. So
I don't even know what the fuck reverse cowgirl is. I if somebody said that to me, I
I'll
would be
send you
like,
pictures later. Just kidding.
no. I'm literally no. I don't even know. But there are people out there that's watching porn, and like you said, poor communication in the bedroom, watching porn, coming, honey, listen, try to reverse whatever that is, and he's like, I'm sorry, what did you just say to me?
Yeah, let's realize it's not always going to work. Like, I
Like
just
some
use that. It's kind of funny. Like, there's so many crazy positions and crazy things that we do to get to get the camera angles, to look hot, to look in the moment. We're really fucking for the camera, for the viewer at home. We're not am I enjoying myself? Absolutely. Do not get me wrong. But we're fucking for the viewer at home to see what everything's happened, to put their mindset into what we're doing. And so you guys have a good time at home watching us. But yeah, it's like you're fucking really for the camera. I feel like sometimes, we get our moments.
like every other job, we have our moments.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm tearing. I'm fucking tearing right now.
Hey, honey, can I put you in pal driver tonight? What the fuck are you talking about? I can only imagine the conversations people have at home. I'm sorry,
Oh,
ladies. Just call me.
I'm telling you. Oh, absolutely. I don't know what the listen, you gotta go
Would
to
reach out to us. I wish more women would reach out to us to be like, what is my husband talking about? Ma'am, I'm really sorry, but this is how you do it.
girl. Why you think I brought you here? Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of women that are comfortable doing their own thing, and then next thing you know, the husband coming in and doing all. They're like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. And they should, like you said, they should reach out to you. They should watch you. They should listen to you and say, hey, this is not how it works. Get the hell out of here. You're sleeping on the couch tonight. Go think about what you just said.
Exactly. I gotta say, I got a lot of couples that watch me, and I've had couples, like I go to conventions, they'll bring their wives, their girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, triple, what are they called? Thruples, whatever they're called. All types of different types of people. And and relationship styles and stuff like that. I love it when I have couples follow me and they both write me. It was really funny. I was in New York, and God, this was years ago, actually. I was probably 2017 almost. And I decided I had the day off, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a helicopter trip and go see Central Park. I thought it'd be really beautiful. I never did it. And I was like, it's my last day here. Why not? And I get in line, and here is this couple, I guess that's behind me, and they're like, hey, are you so and so? It was the cutest thing, and their boyfriend and girlfriend, and we all took the helicopter ride together, and got selfies together. I think I went and had lunch with them, maybe even afterwards. Like, I don't know, I was just having a Bill Murray moment, I guess. But I just loved it because they were so open, they were very comfortable. They talked about everything. And I thought that's really hot and sexy. And I think that's really beautiful. In fact, I'm still friends with her today. I'm no one, I've always I'm always gonna side, I guess, with the girl. So yeah, I'm still
Right,
friends with
right.
her today. It was kind of funny that we met that way.
But that is so cool. That
Yeah.
is so cool. I love that. Like you
And
said,
I know her current man. I think they're married now. This is a
that's
different guy, but like, yeah.
yeah,
So happy.
that's so cute because when the couples together learning something, that's so much fun.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
so
and
much fun.
it's exciting. And so, like, if you wanted to try new things, let's say if you wanted to try anal or something with your partner or whatever, start slow. Maybe work some things, to get. Don't try to like just start out slow. Talk about it. See if she's
Yeah,
into it. Like, we're not trying to
yeah.
go crazy.
Crazy here. Well, Now let's just change subject because you made me laugh. By the way, I just want to tell you, I love your personality, and I know that how your personality can actually it has affected career. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this bubbly personality that you have, and it shows on your work.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, before I let you go, what does inner power means to you?
I'm sorry.
What does inner power means to you?
My inner power. What does it mean to me? God, I feel powerful every day. I'm like Wonder Woman. That like chi energy. My inner power, like honestly, it just really comes from a lot of discipline. A lot of discipline getting up. Like I didn't really want to go to the gym today, but I made myself, and I feel so much better for it. Like I feel great. Um, the inner power, like I get a lot of empowerment in inner empowerment from just having the freedom that I have. I really have a lot in my voice now, where I think um this industry helped me gain. I think especially being a female growing up, when I grew up, you might shy away from using your voice so much, but this industry really brought that voice out. And
Mhm.
so I get a lot of empowerment from that, a lot of inner power from be able to voice myself and articulate myself to my peers and to others and whomever I want to talk to. Um, I really enjoy that part. I think that's something that I've gained over the years that I think is essential in my life. And it's really helped me out.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Bringing your voice. And I think I would say your inner power, I think for me, is that how much you love yourself and how much I think that's really, really important because every time I ask this question, people always lean to love. And like, again, it shows.
Mhm.
It shows.
Yeah. And it's going to
Uh,
show everywhere.
Alexa, thank you so much. This was so much fun. Thank you
Oh,
for
thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning into Inner Power Insights. I hope today's episode inspired you to embrace your journey of personal growth and empowerment. If you enjoyed our conversation, please rate and review us on your favorite platform, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on social media at Coach Valerie Malone for behind the scenes content and updates. Your support helps us continue to bring you inspiring stories and expert advice. Remember, your inner power is limitless. Until next time, keep growing and glowing.